Hey everybody, about that build that I said I was going to be building. So I have a thought process when building, and most of your IT guys are going to have a certain thought process when building a machine, whether that be a server, whether that be a desktop, a laptop, or otherwise. So when building a machine, you're going to want to know what is your machine built for, which is one of the most important parts of why you need a computer. Um, so using your computer for it and building your computer for its function, and then being able to do things outside of that function, extra things, is always a positive. So today I'm not going to talk about server today. I'm not going to be on server. I'm going to be talking about what it takes for us to build, uh, kind of remake that machine, make it usable again, right? So since we're going to definitely go with non-Xeon, I think working with an Intel-based processor, since it's not going to be like a gaming machine, um, let's go with something Intel-based. So with going with Intel-based, it gives us a lot of predetermined options. You could always go with like a Dell, HP, the big manufacturers, the people that are really doing it, and the people that everybody trusts. Um, with that thought process in mind, I want to give you guys an example of what we look at, what we're going through. Again, this is just server. This is the page I was on, right? Yes, Trusted Tech Team. They're a server partner. They're a solutions partner. I apologize. So they're like a managed service company that offer server reiterated back to you, and you can purchase directly from them. Usually with a little bit more backdrop, but you see what each one is for. Again, we're not going to get into Windows Server today. We're actually going to talk about building that machine. So with the thought process of building that machine, let's look for some uh, solutions. Okay. As you see, I have a couple of tabs already open for you, so we can kind of review them in a quicker manner and see what we can look at. All right, I like Hard Drive Direct or Hard Disk Direct. They're actually I like the prices for their products. Usually, what they say is there is exactly what they're selling. So I do have a couple of places I use. I mean, they're not really a favorite of mine, but definitely something you can go and look at if you're looking into pricing an older type of machine and you're trying to build it yourself. In the thought process of building it yourself, okay, you're going to need a motherboard, a power supply, RAM, and I did want to put an expansion slot on it. So what I mean by expansion slot, what I'm actually looking for is uh, when we're saying expansion slot, what I'm really looking for is like a expandable media drive, right? Or something that I could use to expand, right? If somebody needs data, I can just put it in there, boop, pull it off, whatever. Um, I was thinking of actually using this as my Plex server. I haven't really made up my mind yet. If you're wondering what Plex is, check out my Facebook page. Uh, Plex is a media server software. Basically, media server in your hands, and it's free. I use it so that I can share my movies with my family. Um, this is my thing. My mom, growing up, had a really big movie collection. So that movie collection has kind of changed things for me a little bit. I became a lover of everything movie. So currently, I believe I have about between my mom's collection and my collection, we have about 400 to 500 DVDs and Blu-ray. Um, even got some. My mom has some VHS tapes, so that goes to let you know how old we've been around. But we have some things going on. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pause this, and then we're going to jump right in, and we're going to look through that stuff and see what we can see. Okay, so now that we're back, I wanted to, before we move on and really delve in to what we're doing with this server, right? What I really wanted to do is be able to give you guys a real idea of what it takes to bring what you're looking for to life, and why sometimes it costs a little bit more than what you think you should or think it should. Again, I'm going to show you right here. Please look at it. So right here, you see, oh wow, those are really nice prices. Yeah, but again, these are refurbished workstations, as you see here. So depending on what you want your build to be, you're going to want to build based off of that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go for this specific thing. What I'm going to build today, I'm going to actually use Newegg's PC build. So Newegg is amazing with their PC build. You can build it whether AMD or Intel. They give you plenty of options, as you see. These are the selections that we're going to select from. We're going to select CPU, motherboard, memory, video cards. We already have a case, so no case needed. We are going to need a power supply. We're definitely going to need a hard drive, a cooler for the CPU, and what operating system, and whatever accessories if we choose to purchase accessories directly with our build. So let's go ahead and get this started. So today I want to build an AT Intel build. That seems to be the overall normal consensus. That's the most popular, right? AMD is excellent, trust me. But like I said, today we're going to just do a simple Intel build, and maybe some other time I'll do a build on AMD processors, so you guys can get a real understanding of the difference and performance. But you can always look that up, obviously. Plenty of videos out there to look it up and find. But like I said, we're going to do an Intel build today. So we're going to select what kind of motherboard. It's going to be an Intel motherboard. All right. What kind of motherboard we want? We want at least a 12th gen motherboard. So let's select. Let's see. This says it's 1700. So I could safely say we can select 1700. We get our prices. All right. Now, like I said, since we want it to be 12th gen, we're going to stick with that. We're going to stick with the 12th gen. We're not worried about the 14th, the 13th. We want something that'll support that 12th gen. That 12th gen will get us through Windows 11. Get us up to Windows 11. Now, there are other stipulations and things you need to add, but that's what we're going to go by. So, since we're going to go with that, we're going to go ahead and set up. We're not going to really do a gaming solution. We're going to do something that's kind of a mid-grade, right? So MSI Mag Z790 Tomahawk Max Wi-Fi. All right, and that's about 279. Now let's compare it to something similar. We're going to compare it to something along its lines. So something else that does support this is 329. We want to find something. See if we can find something cheaper. Let's go low price. All right, we're definitely not. Go motherboard DDR5, single M.2, PCIe 4.0, USB 3.2 Gen 1. Ooh, still that's a good price. It's that $89 for that board, man. That is nice. But I'm not going for that. I am going for. Now let's make sure our build is still holding. Okay, it's the LG A1700. Since that's the case, let's see what the high-end version of this goes for. All right, we're in the thousands now. All right, so now we're talking about as high as it can go. So let's delve down. Let's break this down. We're going to go to page 4. I just jumped to page 4 because it was probably around where within my price range what I wanted. Um, so since I like this seems to be a good MSI is a good board. TI Wi-Fi LJ 1700. All right, we got a good DDR5 micro ATX motherboard. All right. Let's see. This one is plus Wi-Fi 2. That one was 275. Let's go to the next page and see if we can find something a little bit. Let's see, up to 700. Okay. 5.0 X16 safe slot with Q release. All right, let's look at this guy. Let's compare that to the other one we had. All right. Now we're going to pull. Let's see if we can't find another one for a way cheaper price. Now we're going to go back and we're going to search for best rating. Let's see. Based off of what's been rated, Lightning D4, Intel J4. Okay. That means it takes Intel, DDR4, PCI 4.0, X16, HDMI 2.1 port, Intel 1 gig LAN, dual M2 slots. I like that already. All right. Then we're going to go with this one. And we're going to compare that. Now we're going to go over here and we're going to click compare. Now we're going to get a breakdown comparison for what we're trying to build. All right. So ASUS, okay. And the ratings are pretty good. Uh, 269. ASUS ROG Strix. Okay. H gaming. Even though it's a gaming motherboard, with the motherboard that will support gaming is kind of what you want to look for when you're talking about any type of photo editing, video editing, because you're going to want your motherboard to support the speeds and the details that you're trying to pull out of it. So I like this price wise. Now you may see other things on this list that you may like. Like maybe you might like this one. It still gives you the 12th, 13th, 14th Intel V Pro, TCO optimized, commercial motherboard. See, that's like a commercial board. Like so, this is your standard board that anybody could purchase and do anything they want. Me, I want to go with something that's more gamer heavy. So it's built more for that gamer guy, right? Or gamer gal. All right. So with that thought process in mind, we're gonna add this one to cart. Like I said, I think we're gonna go with this one. I think this would be a good one. Let me see. 4 slots, DDR4. So yeah, that was the DDR5 one, I believe. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna select that guy. We're gonna add that guy to our cart, right? No thanks. I think I did that wrong. All right, we're gonna close that. We're gonna go back to our PC build, and we're gonna select the one we selected, which is our ROG Strix one. Let's go back to our comparison, and this is actually Strix, yeah. So this one I was gonna go based off of. I can't add that one. I wonder if I can add this one to. Now we're gonna pop back over here, and we are gonna undo our compare. Now we need to find that Strix one. I believe I popped over. What is it at? Best rating. So since we want this one, that's the one we want. Okay, so it's this guy. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to find that with my builder. All right. And I'm going to add jump 5 again. All right. Now we're going to jump to 6. All right. Now that we have that selected, it took me long enough, right? Now we're going to go with actually what CPU we're going to use. All right. So now with all this is where it gets a little more pricier. And again, this is a custom build, so we're kind of gonna get what we want out of it. So let's look for some. I like Intel i9s, but I am. Is that the higher end? Let's go for best selling and see what goes from there. Our best selling will be. Hmm. Doesn't support what I thought it did. Okay. So let's go back here. We're going to still build Intel. This time, we're going to look for a different CPU. That's the one we want. All right. All right. Yeah, just for the sake of doing it, we're going to add this guy right here. So we're going to say this is the one we want, which is already selected. All right. It looks like the chipset is an Intel Z790. All right. With max. Okay. LGA 1700. All right. Now we need a processor. So we need a 12th gen processor. CI 12. Yeah. Obviously, their series of CPUs only goes up to i9, which is I can deal with that for this build. So we're going to specifically use i9. We're going to apply that to our search, and we are going to go by most reviews. All right. Since we want an i9, let's get something that will be amazing. So, because let's see. So, say we want a 12th gen i9. Let's go look up 12th gen i9 processor. All right, now we're gonna kick into oops, my bad. All right, now we're gonna look into some 12900. Ah, so that's what we're looking. We're looking for that 12900 KF. Okay. So let's go back. Since we're looking for that 12900 KI, let's find it for our processors. This 13th gen. 13th gen. Let's see. We're looking for something around $300 to $400 marker. Let's find that. Since we're looking for something in the $300 to $400 marker, let's apply that. All right. Oh, there it is. There's our 12th gen processor. Let's see, GDDR5, same thing, same thing. Ah, that's why this one is a little bit cheaper. There's no integrated graphics, so that means you have to buy a graphics card. That is the difference in most of these builds. But as you see, it's like 26 bucks more. Why not just get the onboard, right? Then if your video card fails, you still have your onboard graphics card. So what I'm going to do for right now, I am going to select that, add that to my little build. Now we're going to go based off. Now we're going to look for memory. All right, what do we need for memory? We need some nice RAM. Let's see what the best one is. Because you know what? Never go cheap on RAM. That's all I'm going to say. Never go cheap on RAM. You go cheap on RAM, you will regret it. So we're going to go with something that's really nice, something that's really fast. That's what we're going to do. Now, price has nothing to do with it. Okay, this is all about speed and power. Okay, since we're looking for speed and power, we're going to go with something simple, but nothing high end. So let's see, that's PC4 25600, DDR4. Let's see, do we have any DDR5 that we can? Nope, nope, they only have up to DDR4. And that's fine. Let's go with DDR4. We're going to go with GDDR4. Not the fastest right now, but it'll get us there. It definitely will keep us in good working. All right, so this looks like look at that 432s. All right, so this is 216s. So Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro SL model. Um, so this let's go ahead. click on that. Open link in new tab. Alright, so this is what we will be looking at. Do I really need something that looks fancy? But it looks like it's two 16 slots, so that would give us 32 gigs of RAM. What about, so with this it gives us 4 slots. So let's go ahead and suffice for right now. We're going to run 32 gigs of RAM. So we're going to spend our little $69. We're going to select that, drop you in there. That's nice. All right, now we're going to go and view video cards. The dangerous portion. All right. Again, we're not looking for anything super high end. We're just going to be doing video editing. So because we're just going to be doing like simple editing, it's always better to run. So I run a 3050 right now. Let's go with, that's an RTX 4060 Ti, overclocked edition, gaming graphics. That's expensive. Alright, so we're going to definitely look for cheaper prices and not going to go with the featured items, although I'd love to go with the featured items. The customer doesn't want to pay the high-end prices that I want to get, right? So we're going to go to, best selling. And once we get through the best selling, now we're going to kind of scan through. These are good, highly rated things that multiple people have bought. That's the 3060. Let's see. We just need a low-end video card. Definitely. Oh yeah, like these are crazy. All right, let's go with. Now again, everything that you guys are seeing is me looking for this stuff in real time. Again, like I said, it takes a lot of time to really delve through and see what you need. Okay, so that's 8 gig Radeon RX 6600 video card. Let's do this. We're gonna go like this, and I know I did best selling, but I'm gonna go lowest price based off of what we're looking through. All right, we got a $41. No, we don't want $41. We want like 100 and something. Make sure we get what we need. So we're gonna go with number 3. And we're gonna go with 8 gigs, 8 gigs of RAM. So let's go with, I go with 8 gigs because that's, you'll never need anything else. At least it'll keep you for the next at least 4 to 5 years. As long as you're not trying to have the latest and greatest in that time frame, and you're willing to, you should be able to be good with your operating system, any applications that you need to run, anything like that. And that's what I'm really building it for. So we're gonna go with a standard video card. That's the 8 Challenger Art video card. That's a PCI Express 4.0 times 16. That's actually not bad. But we're gonna go with maybe gigabit. No. AG Radeon video card RX 6600. So the reason I'm gonna select this one is because that's a good price for the type of card it is. So for right now, I'm gonna just go ahead and select that and add that to my list. All right, now we don't need a case, so we can just jump straight to power supply, and we can select a power supply that will support what we're trying to do. Now, the one thing about power supplies is the more power you have, the more gumption your machine is going to be able to push out. So you don't want to skip on your power supply, but you don't want it to be too high at the same time. You want to make sure everything is supported, everything. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to look for about $100 power supply, something nice. So it looks like that is one of the best, one of the featured items. 80 plus gold, ultra quiet, 0 RPM. Alright, let's see. Alright, we're going to select that. Now, we need SSD storage. That's what I like. I like this. Alright, so using a solid state, we need to verify our board. What does our board support? Now, I'm just going to click on this board. So, this can tell me paste. That's what I wanted. No. Oops, I guess that was an all old one. Alright, so what we're actually looking for, let's go back to our custom build. What we're actually looking for is making sure our motherboard supports the kind of storage that we want to put in. So what kind of storage are we looking at? Here's some storage options. So once again, we can go to SSD, and let's go with an M.2, right? That was actually came out within the last few years, so we should be able to use that with minimal issues. Okay, let's go with a popular brand. I do like Samsung, and that's 106. 90V Pro. We're gonna go. We're actually, let's see what this is. 4.0 X4. Perfect. So we're gonna select this, and we're gonna go with that. All right, we're going with this storage option right here. SSD 1 TB. You see the speeds. There we go. So now we need a CPU fan. So we need a heatsink fan and heatsink kit. So we're gonna need fan and heatsink everything. So because we need a fan and heatsink, let's go with I'm reading through, of course, just to make sure that it covers our type that we're, since we are using the LGA 1700, I can pretty much, and I always like the colorful ones, right? Always a fan of the colorful ones. So we're going to run with this guy right here. We're going to select that. All right, now, operating system. We are going to want an operating system with you guys. So because we do that, we're gonna get a nice simple. So guys, with that thought process in mind for that PC build, of course, so I already showed you what the build looks like, how it works, how the builder works. So what this I'm gonna end it here, based off of everything else, right here, because right here is where you're gonna look for your accessories. Of course, you're gonna want your, if you want like a custom mouse and keyboard, or maybe you're looking for like a headset, or maybe a plug-in external storage or whatever, right? Maybe you want new monitors, whatever the case may be. All of that is selectable and upgradable within everything. So you'll definitely have those options to be able to build it the way you want. And I just wanted to run through this, and this actually will take a long time. Now, I don't know if you can, you guys can't really see the time. I think I'm hiding that, but it's actually, I've been doing this for about 2.5 hours, really trying to figure out the build, what I want to do with it, because I'm open to it. It's not something that somebody gave me. I'm just looking for, I don't want a high end build. I just want to build that machine so I can install Windows and do whatever I want with it. Maybe turn it into a machine that everyone can use. Maybe we're going to do some YouTube editing. I also, as everyone knows, my podcast, This Is How I Talk. You can actually find it on rss.com slash This Is How I Talk. Um, you also can check me out once again on YouTube. YouTube, my username is at Landscapes of Technology. We upload every week for our videos and everything. So please check us out. And if you do, please by all means like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to call this a night, and I want to thank everybody for listening to this extremely long video. And I want everyone to have a wonderful week.